Hey, Floki here. Today, I'll be your guides through the dangers of the plains biome. Strap in, let's get to it. Ah, yes, that plains biome. The most dangerous and ruthless biome in Valheim, where most unprepared players get stung in the ass by mosquitoes, stomped by noxes, and gangbanged by fulings. Not the best experience. But I'll show you how you can make that experience way better and how you can make the plains biome easy peasy. For your equipment, you'll need a one-handed weapon, a round shield, not a tower shield, because you cannot parry with a tower shield. You'll need a bow and some arrows. In the food sector, you'll need some good food that will make you have at least 150 health and okay stamina bar. Now that we have equipment out of the way, I'll show you how to play with that equipment, what strategy you should use, and some more tips and tricks. First of all, let's start with some basic parrying lesson. To parry, you basically have to press the block button exactly at the moment where the hit from the enemy is going to register on your character. You'll then stun the enemy for a few seconds and deal extra damage. Now, if you're a parry god, you could even parry death skeetos with something like a bronze buckler without having any armor whatsoever. Though, if you're gonna use a bronze buckler in the plains, you have to know that you cannot block an attack, which you will have to parry every attack, which makes it very hard. That's why I would consider and recommend either a silver shield or above. My second big tip, or trick, or whatever you want to call it, would be to use the environment to your advantage. And I'm gonna show what I mean by that exactly. Like you can see in the video, I noticed from afar this fueling village and I ready myself to attack it. And for that, I'm gonna build a temporary base nearby. The problem with fuelings is if you build a normal base out of wood, like a little 2x2, they will destroy it very fast as soon as you take cover inside it, because they deal a massive amount of damage against structures. So what I like to do is I find a big rock near that village, which in the plains biome you'll almost always find a rock like the one I found. And I climb on top of it, make a hole till I reach the floor. Once I reach the floor, I'll place down a campfire, and I'll make space for, if possible, a workbench and a bed. Now the cool thing about this is, as you can see on my screen, not only do I get the shelter bonus, but I can also use the workbench in here. And after placing the bed, I will also be able to set my spawn, which will be very useful if I die to one of the fuelings. This whole setup gives me comfort 4 if I rest next to the fire, which gives me 4 additional minutes to the resting bonus. Now, to the real use of this huge rock is, if you ever get chased by more fuelings that you can take on, you can easily fight them off with the bow and your arrows while staying on the rock without them being able to hit you. Now watch out for spear guys, they will be the only ones that can hit you and you might need to be a little bit more sneaky about them, especially if you encounter a level 1 like I did in this video. Now don't go charging into the village like a maniac, but take out as many fuelings from a distance while being undetected as possible, because while you're undetected, as you can see, you can easily kill a fueling in 2 hits, which makes it very easy to pick them off from a distance. Also, keep your eyes out for the shaman. You really have to kill that guy before he ganks up with his buddies and uses his shield, because before he uses his shield, he's a very, very easy target. Even undetected, I killed him in 2 hits. As you can see on my screen, I then proceeded to take on more fuelings that I can chew on. And I didn't have a choice but to run away and use again the environment to my advantage, especially with that flame guy. You cannot block that flame guy's attack, he will burn you no matter what. So I jumped over the river, let them swim inside it, and killed the torch guy with my bow. I then reused that same tactic, jumped over the river a second time and killed off the other 2 fuelings. This village had 2 shamans, which kind of caught me off guard. That's why I allowed him to use his shield. But since I was lucky enough that he was all by himself, I could easily take him on and take him out. Enjoy this Desquito flying shot, and let's continue. So here I aggroed the fueling berserker, and like most of the time, he will push with a lot of other fuelings. Very important here, take out the fuelings before you attempt to kill the fueling berserker. Now, don't go wasting your arrows on the fueling berserkers, because you can easily parry their hits and then take them out with your one-handed weapon. I will now proceed to demonstrate how easily you can take out the fueling berserker. For demonstration purposes and also to show off, I decided to kill this fueling berserker with a bronze axe. This is to show that these guys are very intimidating, but actually really easy to beat. Now, it does take a bit of practice in the beginning, but once you understand their attack pattern, these monsters become one of the easiest in the game, in my opinion. After defeating the not-so-mighty fueling berserker, I went back into the village and finished off the last remaining fuelings. But there was one enemy left in my way, and I hate these guys. And that's the spear guys. And if they're level 1, they can easily do up to 150 damage to you and one hit you, if you're not careful enough. So my best tip for these guys is to always keep your stamina bar as high as possible while zigzagging left and right, and they won't be able to hit you like I'm showing in the video. Just keep your distance, let your stamina bar recharge, and once you're ready, you go close to him, you block his attack with your shield, and you hit him. Simple stuff. Now, if you're undetected, you could also use your bow to take him out, but I wouldn't play too much with the bow around him because he has range as well. And when you're aiming down sight with the bow, you move very slow, which leaves you open to an attack, especially since you don't have your shield equipped. Yeah, definitely don't fuck around with these guys. As you can see, one more hit and I would probably have died. My last and final tip is an easy one, and that is just kill every lox you meet. You will need that mead always and every time. And since you will be using it always, you will run out very fast, so kill all of them. And since they have basically the same attack pattern than a fueling berserker, they're really easy to kill as well, so just go ahead, kill them, get their meat, and yeah. Well, that's all on my guide on how to make the plains an easier biome to survive. I hope you learned something new. I hope you enjoyed this video. Consider leaving a like and subscribing. If there's anything you think should be in this guide that wasn't in the video, leave it in the comments so people can see it. And yeah, happy raiding, my fellow Vikings.